Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Zachary Dickinson here, right here. And I hope you're all having a wonderful and blessed day and week whenever you're watching this. Today we will be talking about the Winter 2026 anime slate and how much I am enjoying the anime that I picked out to watch. I have 5 anime that I'm currently watching through, one that I just started watching but it is in the slate, so I'm including it, and 2 more that I am intrigued by but haven't started watching yet. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Alright, so the last time I did a check in like this, it was at the end of January, beginning of February, for what I watched in January. Now, I didn't really watch all that much in February, or I didn't really finish all that much. I only finished one show, and I'm having trouble finding the right video idea to actually make that a full blown video together, which is Lincoln Lawyer season 4. So outside of that, I thought about doing this since we're now entering the final month of the Winter 2026 anime slate. And so, at the end of January, I was watching 4. Just recently, I picked up a 5th of the slate to watch. And so that one will be last on this list. And then we have 2 more that I'm intrigued about watching. So now, without any further ado, let's begin. So now, first up on the list is Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, Season 2. Last we left off on this, in Season 1, they just finished the first class magic exam. And so now, up to this point, I'm only watching in dubbed, so I am probably an episode or 2 behind from those that are watching subbed, but they had just started their adventures into the Northern Plateau, and it's a very intriguing adventure so far. I just watched episode 5 yesterday, and it was a very intriguing episode. It's a nice, chill anime to watch, with a good bit of action in each episode, but just an overall chill adventure. Basically, delicious in dungeon without the constant cooking. Alright, so next up we have Hell's Paradise Season 2. Hell's Paradise at the end of Season 1. We had Gabimaru kind of losing his memory in a way, and just a and most of the groups are all separated. Now, at this point in Season 2, I haven't watched the newest season, the newest episode of this week. It comes out on Sunday. I was catching up on Frieren recently, and Jujutsu Kaisen. But Hell's Paradise, we're now in a spot where the one guy that was trying to beat up and kill Gabimaru is now kind of with the bad guys because he kind of meshed well with the power system. We have the Gabimaru's father-in-law still hates him, so he sent a bunch of mercenaries to secretly kill him to the island, and we have the rest of the Yamamoto samurais as well that just came over. So, not too much to go off on really. It's really still also 5 or so episodes in. Maybe it's let me see. It is, yeah, we're just at the halfway point, and I'm a few episodes behind. So there's potential or whatever. So, yeah. Alright, so now we're on to the third anime, and that is Jack of All Trades, Party of None. It is among the recent trope that's become very, very popular, or well, a lot of them have come out with how the isekai genre just had a plethora and multitude come out whenever it suddenly became popular, and stuff just from that trope or genre just became adaptable. And so this is, I got banished from the heroes party because I was weak, and now I'm off entering on my own, but I'm secretly OP. That's the whole trope. And so Jack of All Trades follows Orin, as he was their caster or enchanter or the one who does buffs and debuffs in the battle, he was secretly doing more powerful stuff than they had realized, and they kicked him out. So the first eight eight episodes or something along those lines was really pretty much the bulk of the entire season's big arc, and now they're pretty much setting up for the next big arc already. And I think they're thinking that they will get a season two. I very hope so. It seems like one of the better ones of this trope and of the one of the better plots, as some of the plots really do just like fizzle, just like go all together in like 12 or so episodes, which I'm fine with, but I don't really want to watch an anime in just 12 episodes. I would rather like at least 2 or 3 seasons or so. So I'm very hopeful that this gets more than just 12 episodes, because it seems like it has that kind of traction. Oh, and also, last thing on Jack of All Trades, Party of None. It is currently my favorite anime of this seasonal slate. All right, so now we have Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, which is right now. I think it's gonna like have a slight split and like break in between the two parts, but it's the Color Games Part 1, which is the immediate aftermath of the Shibuya incident. And the Color Games is like a tournament or epic battle royale kind of thing. That takes place in like a city in two different parts of a city. And so we're at the certain point where um it is episode like we're six no we're 7 episodes in, and we just now got to the part where the actual Killing Games have started, which I don't really like that it took that long to get to it. I understand with everything, but the first like episode or two was very hard to get back into, because it's all this like intermediary stuff in between the two arcs, and there's a lot of talking and not as much fighting, or not as interesting of fighting compared to what season 2 had in the best fights of it. And so this is the Culling Games, one of the latter. We're in pretty much the second half of Jujutsu Kaisen. So, it's okay. I mean, we're the second part of the second season. Really, like the second seasonal anime part is probably going to be the better part, since it'll probably just be like the nonstop action and all that, in comparison to how the first part is normally like a little bit slower and steadier into it. Right, and so now we're on to the final anime of the ones that I'm currently watching. It is Easygoing Territory Defense Optimistic Lord, and my roommate wanted me to watch it because he likes it. And I was a bit hesitant because another anime he wanted me to watch I didn't really like, because it was rather bland and poor in quality, really. It was still interesting, but I ultimately just like dropped it after like 2 episodes. It just wasn't really all that intriguing. I could watch it again later. It was the Water Magician that came out last anime season. So the next this one is Easygoing Territory Defense Optimistic Lord. Episode 1 will turn a lot of people off. Straight up. Episode 2 is where the actual show begins, or really the last 3 minutes of episode 1, because that's whenever it shows what like power he gets or whatever. In episode 2, we actually start getting the development of what the actual anime is going to be looking like, and I very much liked episode 2 more than episode 1. And well, yeah, that's all I've watched. I literally just watched episode 2 just a few minutes ago, like before I started filming this video. So I don't have too much to go off of. Um, Instead of getting an elemental power, he gets the power to use production magic, which is viewed as a lesser power. It's very similar to getting banished from the hero's party, but in like an isekai format as a noble. And so I'm very like intrigued so far. All right, so those are the 5 anime I'm currently watching, and I won't get to these next two for a little bit because I'm currently in Easygoing Territory Defense Optimistic Lord. That is a mouthful in of itself. But these two are ones that are coming out currently, and I am currently intrigued to watch. It's just I've been a bit busy and haven't been able to watch as much TV, anime, or the such as I would like to. So, next up are these two anime that I am thinking about watching and will probably at least give it a try. Alright, and so the first of these two anime is Dead Account. And so, in a world where when you die, your social media account becomes like a ghost account, and you get reborn as like a digital specter, but it's not you, it's just your account. Soji Inashiro, hope I spelled that, awakens to a power known as cyberkinesis and gets dragged to a secret school of spirit mediums that train to fight these digital specter ghost accounts. And so as he gets trained to fight, he's also the also original premise is he's trying to pay off his sister's medical bills, and so now he must master these powers that he's suddenly getting before the online afterlife spills into the real world. Honestly, I don't know outside before I read this like short, brief details intro kind of thing that Crunchyroll just has on there. I didn't know much about this. It seems rather interesting, and the poster is real intriguing. Cyberkinesis isn't really a power I've seen for a main character of an anime before. So I'm very intrigued, and I'll probably be watching this within the next couple of days or within the next week. All right, and so our final anime of these two that I am intrigued to watch and thinking about, and will probably watch within the next week or so, is Roll Over and Die. So this is another one of those anime that are coming directly from the new trope of Banished from the Hero's Party, seen as weak, but is actually OP or kind of powerful and more powerful than the Hero's Party actually seemed that they were. So, Flum has an ability called Reversal. She gets betrayed by the hero's party and sold into slavery, and must and gets abused and then thrown to monsters for like entertainment for a crowd, kind of like a gladiator kind of thing is what I'm getting from here. She is faced with death and must either be devoured or take up a cursed sword to kill that is said to kill its wielder. Immediately, this brings to mind Berserk of Gluttony, which must kill and kill and kill, or it'll just consume things. I'm very intrigued, and so I am. So my roommate also watched this one, as I said I was interested, and haven't watched this one, as I was catching up to other stuff. And so, we'll find out whether or not I like this, and maybe in a week or two, or at the end of the seasonal anime, I'll say whether or not I like this. So, all right, and so that brings an end to this video. I hope you all had a wonderful time watching it. I thank you all for coming and to the end of this video. Hope you like this video, showing your appreciation for it and getting it out to the wider audience. Subscribe for future videos. I do typically 3 videos a week, maybe even 4 eventually. Videos on Wednesdays or about TV and anime, kind of categorized and ranking stuff. On Saturdays, I do book reviews and book content. On Mondays, I do MCU and DCU stuff, mostly just MCU, as there's not too much to go off of the DCU, and I am currently just going head first into as much MCU content as possible, so that the DCU can build some more stuff up and stuff like that. And so the next video that'll come out this Saturday probably is my thoughts on every Lee Strobel book that I've read, and that'll probably be about 10 to 15 books and just a short brief summary about them and what I thought about them. And I very much love the style that he brings to his books. I may do a video this Friday for the Lincoln Lawyer season 4. I'm just having trouble kind of like brainstorming and coming up with the actual like video content. I just can't really find the words to to like describe this whole show that I really want to make a video about, but I'm just like blanking. And so I thank you all for watching. Comment something below that you liked about one of these anime or an anime you're currently watching. See you all next time. Goodbye. Have a blessed one.